All right, guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Trevor Bauer watch party. Thank you for tuning in. Talking Mets for Rob. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. All right. So, what we're doing right now is see if the Mets sign Bauer. I just sourced a report saying that Trevor Bauer has been made an offer by the Mets that it's probably for 3 years. It's not possible that it could be 4, which is very interesting. But yeah, I mean that's actually crazy. Like, it's a short-term deal, obviously, but we all know that the Angels are out of it. It's our good old friend Mickey Callaway that was the reason for Bauer not interested with the Angels. Apparently, Mickey Callaway doesn't like Trevor Bauer. Well, that's good for Met fans, right, guys? Don't forget to comment, guys, all right? Just let me know if you're there. Got any questions? I'll try to answer them best I can. I'm probably going to be here for about an hour or so. What's up, Rex? How you doing, buddy? Hopefully we sign Bauer while we're live, right? That'd be great. Give us a lot to talk about. Yeah, so just remember, guys, that and if you didn't see, the Angels are out. The Dodgers could be a possibility. There hasn't really been much rumors about what the Dodgers offered. It could be more years, but I don't think it's more money. So it's kind of interesting. Can you guys hear me? Can you just comment to let me know if you guys can hear me? Just want to make sure that my microphone's working well. Yeah, so we're trying to. Hey, Jonathan, can you hear me? Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Jonathan. I'm not mad about the Match trade. I felt like Match was not pitching well for the last 2 years, and he's not even worth. I mean, it seems like James McCann and him worked out during a couple of off seasons, so maybe it could have turned him around. But I don't know. I mean, we got players back and we got rid of some money that I guess was important for the whole Trevor Bauer situation. So it probably can be just, it was a money dump. Could Steven Matz been better this year? Probably, but I don't know if it was gonna make a difference this year for us. And we did get, a little bit 3 arms out of in the minor leagues, which we got to bulk up on the minor leagues a little bit. We got to, bunch up as many minor leaguers as we can get because our minor league system is not that great. But yeah, so it's possible that, Mets could have been better, but I just think it was a done deal. It just the writing was on the wall with Steven Matz. It seemed like they just didn't want to. The Mets didn't want to deal with Steven Matz. They didn't want to deal with his issues anymore. It seemed like they had their option. They made their decision, and they said, "The heck with it. Let's go." They were able to get more than I would have thought. I mean, they got 3 minor leaguers, so can't be that bad. We saved 5.2 million, so I guess that's okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna be here, guys. If you just started joining, don't forget to comment. Talk to me, give me questions, answers, your opinions. I want to hear them. Don't forget to like my video, guys, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. All right, I'm gonna do a lot more content. That's what you heard, Anthony. Trevor Bauer, that the Dodgers would give him 200 for 50, because that'd be crazy. That's a lot of money. Sorry, I want the Mets to get Trevor Bauer, but I don't want them to give him. I don't want the Mets to give him that much money. That's insane. But I mean, what's interesting about the deal, what I've heard, I think it was John Heyman reported it, that he said that the Mets can give 3 years and can give him an opt out after year 1. So that's similar to the Yoenis Cespedes deal when they gave him that 2-year deal, and they gave him the opt out after year 1. and then the Mets re-signed him for 4 more years, which was a disaster. That could be an option. Like, I actually like that deal. 3-year deal, a Trevor Bauer player option after year 1. I would like that, actually. That would be pretty cool, because what it does, it gives him an incentive to pitch really well and as good as he can to get another contract. So if he pitches really well, like all-star material, possibly Cy Young material, the way he did in 2020, then, he can make a lot more money on the market. So, especially after this whole pandemic year where all these owners are crying broke. So it kind of makes sense that he would take that deal. I don't know. Maybe he would want the long-term deal, but I don't know. Maybe he would, but Bauer looks like he's gonna decide soon. Just makes sense. I mean, hold on, Jonathan. I'm gonna read it right now. Your comment. Yeah, Noah's Book Club. It seemed like it's getting popular. I know he said something on Twitter about something like that, and I'm like, wow. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, hey, who knows with the season? But you know what? Got to enjoy it as much as we can, right? I mean, 2020 wasn't as fun because we couldn't go to games and stuff. But hey, why not? Just see what happens with the season. Hopefully we get the DH, but hey, let's get Bauer needs to really make his decision soon. Like, I'm getting frustrated because I feel like the Mets are gonna go Bauer, Jackie Bradley Jr. And there was a little bit of news, I don't know if you guys heard, about possibly Arenado again. That popped up again. I mean, that would be interesting too, because Trevor Bauer, man, and Arenado and Jackie Bradley Jr. I mean, wouldn't it make sense that Nimmo could be in the deal and JD Davis would be in the deal for Arenado? It would just make sense because if you get Jackie Bradley Jr., Nimmo's expendable. We talked about this yesterday with the live stream, but it just kind of makes it's interesting because could the Mets actually get Bauer, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Arenado? I mean, just think of that lineup. Just think of that rotation. It's nobody will want to mess with us. That's for sure. Hey guys, if you just joined, don't forget to comment. Let me know what's going on with you guys. Have you guys heard anything? Because I've been looking every second, see what's going on. Check what's going on. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I know you guys are probably refreshing Twitter as we speak, but yeah. Oh, just so you guys know, Andy Martino, I guess, if you like him or not, but he just posted that Aaron Loop is finalized. The deal's finalized with him. 3 years, $3 million. So, and the Mets are 185 million. Let's see, the luxury, they're 185 million dollars right now. So they got about what, 35 million under luxury tax, and I still think that's a big deal. But yeah, guys. Let's see what else we got here. Wow, Anthony, if that's the case, then Bauer would be stupid not to take that deal. I mean, I want him to be a Met, but I'm the most I'm going is 35 million for Bauer. I'm not going to go. What is that? That's 4 years, 50 million. 4 years, 200 million. 50 million a year? No, I'm sorry. That Trout should get that. Jonathan Mikel Frank. I don't know. He's been thrown around the league. He was good with Michael Franco only killed the Mets. He didn't do anything else against anybody else. So I wouldn't think that he would be good for this team. I mean, yeah, you can put him on the bench, but it really depends on what the Mets do next. Because if the Mets are actually looking at Arenado, then clearly Davis would probably be in that deal. Because I mean, you can leave Davis on the bench. Maybe Colorado would want Nimmo more than Davis. I don't know, but I mean, we will be taking the bulk of Arenado's contract, but he does have an opt-out, Arenado, so it's a possibility. But yeah. But yeah, Michael Franco, that's a no for me. Yeah, but I think Bauer's gonna, like just like Steven Matt's deal, just like a lot of the deals this year, the free agent deals and the trades, everything's been happening overnight. The only thing that really happened during the day was the Lindor trade, and I was at work at the time when the Lindor trade happened. And I'm like, hey, wow, it's great. I was trying to control my emotions at work. I didn't want people to think I went nuts because the Mets got Lindor. But yeah, I think hopefully Bauer will make his decision like today or tonight. Like it's only what 4:45. Maybe about, I don't know, probably midnight, because that's what it seems. It seems like I wake up to breaking news almost every other day when it comes to somebody getting traded, somebody signing the free agency. And then we have this issue with Steve Cohen with the whole stock market today and Robinhood and Webull and all that. How much he's involved in it, and the company he invested in, Citadel, and all that other trade stuff. But we're not here to talk about that, even though it's kind of baseball related because he owns the team. But yeah, the Mets and Bauer, the Mets gotta figure it out, because I don't know how serious the Dodgers are, to be honest. I don't. Is it possible that Trevor Bauer and his agent are trying to increase the price of the Mets a little bit? That's why that rumor is out there with the Dodgers, or because I didn't see the Dodgers like say they weren't involved. But I mean, it seems like it, because I mean, I don't know. The Dodgers are really going to add another $50 million per year to their payroll. That's crazy. I mean, you might as well give them the World Series title, because I mean, they're just that good. Yeah, Anthony, I agree with that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I, that's. Oh, with that GameStop stuff, I mean, basically what it was a whole subreddit, bunch of amateur traders that all got together to buy a whole lot of stock. I'm not no expert in it, but that's what I've been hearing. Hayden, what's up, buddy? Yeah, so I mean, they're blaming him because Citadel, which is a hedge fund that Cohen invested in, basically it saved that company from going under. He invested a lot of money in them, and Citadel basically runs the Robinhood app. They don't run it exactly, but they like, I guess they like process those Robinhood stock transactions or something like that. But that's how Steve Cohen's connected. And a lot of people think, and if you've seen Twitter all day today, Steve Cohen and David Portnoy of Barstool went all crazy with each other, and Barstool was like calling him a fraud and he should go to jail and all this craziness. But you know, that's Portnoy, who is also, who made a lot of money with his company. So, and he's trading as well. So you don't think he gets any side deals and secrets under the rug? I mean, come on. But I mean, all these hedge fund guys, all these billionaires, they always find a way to, screw the little people. It's just the way this country is anyway. So, Hayden, give me 1 second. I'm trying to read your comment. Who are the Mets All-Stars in 2021? I'm going to say Alonso, McNeil, DeGrom, Lindor, and if they say Bauer, him too. That's a pretty good list. That's for sure. I would add James McCann in there, not because we also signed him as a free agent, but the way he's been trending when he played with the White Sox the last year and a half, I think that James McCann can definitely be an all-star too. And I think he's going to be surprisingly good offensively, James McCann. So I think that's what's going to help. But that's going to help him be an all-star too. But you know what? You should add Dominic Smith to that list. If he gets enough playing time, he's a real threat. I mean, he's dangerous up at the plate, and he's good defensively. Sal, what's up? How you doing? Hurry up, Bauer, and sign with the Mets. Yeah, that'd be nice. It would be nice now, so we can talk about it a lot and we can be excited. But I really think that the quicker this Bauer deal happens with the Mets, if it does happen, it's important for him to. It's important for the Mets to move forward and try to think about Jackie Bradley Jr. Maybe another bullpen arm. So, maybe they even discuss the Chris Bryant trade, because the Mets have options when it comes to trades with third base. They got Chris Bryant with the Cubs, and they got Nolan Arenado with the Rockies. I mean, give me your opinion, guys. Do you think would you rather have Arenado or Chris Bryant, even if it was just for 1 year? Because I think Arenado has a opt out after this year. Because I do believe that the Mets have a pretty good chance of getting one of them for sure. But I think it depends on Bauer. Like, say if somehow Bauer chooses the Dodgers out of all this, the Mets are probably going to have to do something. Maybe a trade, Chris Bryant, Kyle Hendricks, like we talked about. And also, because I mean, I don't think the Rockies are going to give up their starting pitching at all. They just want the salary dump with Arenado. So, and the Mets probably wouldn't have to give up too much to get Arenado. They just have to take up that big money. Yeah, that's true with JB or Jackie Bradley Jr. But we don't really know how much he really wants. Like, I know there's been reports that he wanted like $15 million a year or something like that. He's not getting that. And just like the same thing with JT Realmuto. All they talked about that he wants to get, $200 million, and he got $115. Just like a lot of these players, not really a lot of players that signed already really got what they wanted. So, but I like Jackie Bradley Jr. because I don't think this team needs a lot of offense. I think defense is the real issue. And if we can get straight defense up the middle with Lindor, McNeil, McCann, and Jackie Bradley Jr. And surprisingly, if you look at Jackie Bradley Jr.'s stats in 2020, he had one of his best seasons. I know it was a short season, but he was really, really good. And, if he can pick it up a little offensively, I have no problem putting him at center field. I know that sucks. What do you do with Nimmo and Dom if they don't make any more trades and Nimmo is still on his team and Dom's obviously going to be on his team? I don't know. Jonathan, I will be comfortable once we lock up Lindor. Well, yeah, I mean, if the Mets don't do that, I don't know what the hell they're thinking, because it doesn't, unless I don't know. Like, I don't think there's any, if you can find a good reason, let me know of why the Mets wouldn't extend Lindor. I mean, it's not like they don't have the money now. They do. This ain't the Wilpons. Hayden, let me read your comment real quick. How can the Mets manage next offseason with having to extend Conforto, Lindor, and DeGrom with staying under the luxury tax? Well, you know what? You're leaving out Syndergaard too, because he's also a free agent after 2021. So they might have to think about signing him too. Ernie, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for joining in. Don't forget to like, man, and subscribe, man. I got a lot more videos coming. I'm gonna do a lot more live streams like this. So I hope you guys enjoy and keep on coming back. Thanks a lot, guys, for supporting. Yeah, so I'm thinking DeGrom, that's when his contract, what is it, an opt-out, or was that I'm not 100% sure with the DeGrom thing, but I think we have him for like 3 more years, no? I don't think he has an opt-out. But you could be, okay, I got you, Ernie. All right. Well, at the end of the day, we still got another year after Syndergaard, Conforto, and Lindor are all free agents in 2020 after 2021. So, Lawrence, hell yeah! Just think, a couple of years ago, we were talking about mid-level players that were signing. We used to get happy with regular players, half as good, like Jed Lowry. It's not fun. But now, I mean, it's fun. The Mets have been involved in every player that's on the free agent market, every one of them. And it's great to see, because it's like, it's a lot more fun. We can talk about it. We can talk back and forth who likes what. It's great. It is the best offseason ever. Hell yeah, Ernie. I agree with that. Let's see, guys. Nicholas, 22 opt-out. Yeah. All right, thank you. So I was trying to figure it out. But I don't want to be rude and be on my phone all this time trying to look for it. Hayden, how many homers do you think Pete Alonso will hit this season? 43? Oh, if he hits 43, this team's going to be dangerous. I'm not expecting him to go crazy, like 40, 43 home runs. If he gives me 30 to 35 home runs, I'll take that. Just make sure he, lower the strikeouts a little bit, focus defensively at first a little bit. I think he's going to be fine. Sal, Bauer, and Bryant. Hey, I take that. But that might cost us a little bit too. It might have to be giving up JD Davis, possibly Nimmo. But that also depends on a Jackie Bradley Jr. signing, if the Mets going to do that. But I have a feeling it's going to be Bauer and Jackie Bradley Jr. for sure. I think Bauer's going to sign before Jackie Bradley Jr. does. So Let's see. Hayden, if the Coupons were the owners of this offseason, we would be going after Mike Zunino, Adam Wainwright, Ryan Braun. Oh, don't forget, we would probably go after Kluber also, like the Yankees did. Yeah, I like that one. Hayden, that's a good one. I really like that one. But yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a fact. We just like look at last year. We went after Walker. We went after Porcello. Porcello had a really down year, and the Mets took him on a bad year, and they signed him for a short time. And then Walker, Porcello was a Cy Young, but he wasn't the same pitcher, and Walker was injured. And look what happened. They both really didn't pitch well. They had a good game here and there, but that's about it. Well, Ernie, Jackie Bradley Jr. is probably one of the best defensive center fielders in the game that's available. So, but yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot of options besides Jackie Bradley Jr. on the free agent market. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the video, but I posted a video with the live stream also with the Cardinals and the Mets about Harrison Bader. So, that's a possibility. He is good defensively. He sucks offensively, but it's still an option, Yeah, you're probably right, Jonathan. I don't even know if we get Trevor May. That was a good deal for Trevor May. I mean, it wasn't cheap. So I don't know if the Mets would have done that. They might have just got Justin Wilson back and probably, a Bauer, Blevins. Even though the Mets got those guys, it looks like they were trying for Brad Hand and everything like that. Hand just didn't want to come to us. He does want money, but Ernie, Jackie Bradley Jr. connects for $50 million. That don't mean he's getting it, He connects for a Porsche also. I don't think he's going to get it, So, yeah, I think Jackie Bradley Jr. is just going to, if Jackie Bradley Jr. gets more than $10 million, that's a lot, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think he might get, he might go to somewhere where it might give him a little more years, maybe 3 years, but I wouldn't go more than 2 with Jackie Bradley Jr. I don't think that's smart for the Mets to do that, to handcuff them for 10 to 12 to between 12 and 15 million when we got to sign 3 other guys this offseason. With Conforto, Syndergaard, and Lindor. I don't know about that. That doesn't, make me feel happy at all. I'm going to catch up on the comments, guys. Sorry about that. If no Bauer, pivot to Arenado and dump Cano. Don't you know to the Rockies? Well, it kind of offsets the money a little bit, but I don't think the Rockies would take Cano because then they're only gaining about $10 to $15 million with the Arenado deal. So they're basically taking on money. I don't think they want to take on any money. If at all, it might be a couple $1 million, not much more than that. They have to take a lot of money, Ernie. Oh, I'm sorry, Sal. Sorry about that. Lawrence, I want Mike Trout. He's younger and Sean Otani. Yeah, well, I'd like that too, but Mike Trout's going to be an angel for life, unfortunately. But you know what? Do we feel bad for Trout? I mean, he signed with a team. He extended himself with the Angels for a team that kept on consistently not putting a good team around him. So, I mean, I think they gave him a lot of Adi Moreno of the Angels gave Trout a lot of false promises. But you know what? They did sign Rendon, and I think that was a good deal. That was a lot of money he got. But they have no pitching. Like they really don't have that pitching, and that's why I know Mickey Callaway is the reason why Trevor Bauer doesn't want to go to the Angels, which helps us because I think if Bauer was interested in the Angels, the Angels would outbid everybody for sure. Because I think Adi Moreno likes his stars, and Trevor Bauer is a star, and he's a pain in the ass on social media too. So let me check the comments a little more, guys. Ernie, also Mets told him he won't be everyday center fielder. So who knows if he comes now? Well, yeah, that's true. But I think if the Mets do say, hey, Jackie, you're going to be the everyday center fielder, I think Nimmo's probably going to go to left field, or the Mets, just like there was on Twitter, they were talking about with the Mets, with Steven Matz, and he was talking about that the Mets already had a deal in place for Steven Matz. They were just waiting for a certain time to do that, or when other things happen. And then all of a sudden last night, Matz was traded to the Blue Jays. So maybe they do have other deals in place to get ready for something else, or something else doesn't happen, that's a possibility too. Ernie, who said that on Twitter? Was it one of the reporters, like John Heyman? Yeah, Jonathan, I like Hayes from the Pirates. He's pretty good, but I don't know if the Pirates want to give him up. You know, he's under control. He don't make no money, so I don't think the Pirates will give him up. The Mets would have to give up a good amount probably to get Hayes. Yeah, Ernie, 10 to 12 million for Jackie Bradley Jr. is all I'm going. I think that's insane to give him more, because he's not a good offensive player at all. Yeah, I know. Trump got a $500 million contract. It's crazy. But you know what? He took the money. That's what he did. Because I mean, if the Angels promised, excuse me, Trout, you know, they're gonna go and get players and stuff. You know, they're trying. I mean, it's not like they're not trying. They were trying on Bauer until Bauer shut that down because he can't stand Mickey Callaway. But so right now it's only the Mets and the Dodgers, supposedly. See what happens there. But I think the Mets are the favorite to land him. I think what we talked about in the beginning of the stream, of the video, that if the Mets give Bauer a 3-year deal, which it seems like John Heyman reported, a couple other people reported that the Mets are going to give him offered him a 3-year deal, and there's an opt-out after year 1, I think that's a great idea. So to go back to that, you know, I think it's a good idea, because what it does, it gives the Mets a pitcher who wants to show himself and do really well for that year for another contract, so we can opt out. Because if Bauer has another, say if the Mets sign Bauer for a 3-year deal and the first year opt out, if Bauer has a Cy Young Award season, he's going to opt out of that contract and get more money. So it gives the player an incentive. It helps the Mets to know that he's going to pitch as well as he possibly can to get that bigger deal. So I think that benefits the Mets big time. But I forgot who said it. I'm sorry. I'm going to go up to the comments real quick, and I want to see who said. I think it was. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to. If you can remind me, guys, just say it in the comments that the Dodgers offered the Dodgers offered Trevor Bauer $200 million for 4 years. I forgot who that was. I was trying. The comments are rolling in, so I'm just trying to catch up on some of them. Let's see. Anthony, that's right. Anthony said that the Dodgers offered him. He said he saw it on Twitter, or he said it. He saw it somewhere on social media about that. If that's the case, if he don't take that deal, then he wants to be a Met. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm going to read a couple of more comments. Brian Reynolds from the Pirates is pretty solid. He is. But again, I don't think the Pirates are going to get rid of their young guys. I mean, they just got young guys in return for a couple of players they traded. So I don't know if that's going to really they're really going to give that up, because you're going to have to give them probably really good players in return. Yeah, Ernie, I was watching, I think it was ESPN or SNY, something like that. I don't know what I was watching, but they did say that Callaway is not very analytical when it comes to his pitches, and Bauer is obviously very analytical. And you're right, they don't see eye to eye at all. So it kind of makes sense that the Mets Bauer doesn't want to go to the Angels because of that. But you know, when there's a different philosophy with pitchers and coaches, it's not going to work out. And Bauer's already a head case, and then putting them in a situation, you know, you just giving a match, you know, you're giving somebody a match to gasoline on the fire, basically. Ernie, 4-year deal with opt-out every year. That was reported. Oh, okay. Well, hey, I wouldn't mind that either. I think what it does, it protects the Mets also, because if Bauer, like, it would be a player option or a team option, Ernie, because if it's a player option and Bauer pitches bad the first year, he's going to opt into the next year to get that, that money. So that $30 million. So it's a possibility also. But yeah, I don't mind the opt out in year 1, because I just think that helps the Mets. it gives Bauer an incentive to pitch well, even though obviously he's not trying to pitch bad, but it gives him an incentive to pitch even better and possibly get that try for that Cy Young award again. But just remember, if Bauer's pitching really well and he's pitching as solid as he did last year to win the Cy Young, he's going to be taking votes away for DeGrom if DeGrom's pitching pretty well. We've seen that a lot of times in baseball when two pitchers in a rotation on the same team pitch like excellent all year, and they're taking MVP Cy Young award votes away from each other. But I'm not really worried about Cy Young awards. I want one trophy, and that's the World Series trophy. I think you guys can all agree with that. Dez. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, because can you really promise Jackie Bradley Jr. center field when you still got Nimmo on the roster? That's why I'm thinking that like the Mets, just like the Steven Matz deal, they already had the Steven Matz deal in place and ready to go when they were ready to make that move. So it's a possibility that Nimmo and other players might be in a package somewhere to get Nolan Arenado or get Chris Bryant. It's a possibility. So that's why I think it's they have them deals on the table and they're talking to teams, because just think, if Nimmo gets traded to say the Cubs for Chris Bryant or for Arenado to the Rockies, then Jackie Bradley Jr. is probably inevitably going to be a Met. So that makes sense. You can't promise Jackie Bradley Jr. Center field if Nimmo's still on this team. Oh, okay, Ernie. Thanks. Okay. Oh, Andy Montino and SNY. Okay. Sal, yeah, for real. Put it in the books. If we sign Bauer, nobody can beat us. I think we'll be a scary team. We're already stacked with the lineup, including put in Lindor, put in James McCann, who I think is going to have a really good offensive season. Yeah, it's a good lineup. It's a really good rotation. Like it's like a top 3 rotation for sure. I think the Padres at this moment really have the number 1 rotation, but there ain't many teams that can outpitch us. That's for damn sure. You could talk about the Dodgers with Bueller, but Kershaw is going downhill. So it's, they're not as good on the rotation, but they're still solid. So kind of makes sense that the Mets could be one of the best rotations in baseball if Bauer's on there. I'm going to read a little bit more comments, guys. You guys are rolling it in. Thanks for the support. Keep rolling in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my to my channel, please do. I'm going to bring a lot more content to you over the next couple of months so you guys can enjoy. I'm going to try to do my best to do instant reactions to sign-ins and trades and everything like that. And I'm definitely, when the season starts, guys, and I'm going to do this in spring training, when spring training rolls around, pitchers and catchers, when spring training games start happen, I'm going to start doing like pre and post game instant reactions. So, if you guys want that, just let me know. I think I'm going to do that. I think that'd be pretty cool. A couple of times I'm going to be at the games. I'm trying to go to spring training this year if they allow fans. With the pandemic, I don't know if I want to travel anywhere yet. So, but I'm possibly might be going to spring training. Maybe I'll do a couple of live streams from Port St. Lucie. That would be fun. But I'm definitely going to do pre and post game instant reactions to the games, and before the game, talk about the pitching matchup, the team matchup against whatever team you're facing. Do a pregame, do a postgame reaction. Sometime I'm going to go to a lot of games. Hopefully, if we're allowed to go, I'm going to be doing I'm going to a lot of games, doing instant reactions at Citi Field. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to get a lot of my friends that I talk to all the time, that I go to games with from the 7-Line Army. A lot of guys like Ian, Oscar, all the guys, everybody, Maddie, everybody. If I missed you guys, I'm sorry. But there's a lot of guys that I go to a lot of games with. We sit in section 515. We sit in the Big Apple Reserve. Shout out to section 515. That's our spot. Right in the upper deck, right behind home plate. That's the spot. If you want to say hi to us, come to 515. We're always there. We're chilling. We're relaxing. We're drinking, chanting, everything. It's always fun. Let me get into these comments. You guys are rolling them in quick. What if Anthony? What are the Mets? Let's see. Okay. What does the Mets get Sonny Gray? Would you be all right with that? I would if they don't get Trevor Bauer. It's an option, but I mean, when he was with the Yankees, he couldn't pitch. Now I don't know if that was him getting in his head with New York, or was that him because there was some rumblings about him saying that the Yankees wouldn't let him throw his curveball or slider, one of his breaking ball pitches, because they didn't want him to throw it, and that made him pitch bad or some excuse. I don't know what it was, but because I think that deal would involve Eugenio Suarez also from the Reds with Sonny Gray, and that would be a third baseman right there. But I would do that deal, but I wouldn't give up too much because I like Sonny Gray. He pitched well, but he also pitched well in Oakland. He pitched well in Cincinnati. So I don't really know if I would like Sonny Gray. I would like Suarez for sure. But Sonny Gray, because I think Suarez just had a bad 2020, but I don't really like to look at 2020 as like the end all be all because there's only 60 games. A lot of these players were under a lot of pressure with the pandemic. It was just a weird year for these guys. Not saying that, they're making millions of dollars. They should play, anywhere, anytime, but they are human also. Let's see. I'm going to keep on rolling down these comments. Ernie, I hear he's actually really good with his teammates because I was wondering the same. I thought he was bad for the clubhouse. Ernie, who are you talking about? Sonny Gray or Bauer? Lawrence. Mickey Callaway got another surprise after he managed the Mets. Luis Rojas will series before Mickey. Oh, hell yeah. I think Rojas is already a better manager than Mickey Callaway. You can see it last year. Like, he demands confidence. He demands respect, and the players seem to like him. The players like Mickey Callaway, but when Mickey Callaway started to make stupid moves, like taking out pitchers or waiting too long to take out a pitcher, putting in the wrong bullpen guy, he did that so many times in the 2 years he was with us. Mickey Callaway was a freaking joke. He was a nice guy, but I mean, he's not a major league manager. He's just lost. Rachel Luba, right, Ernie? Yeah, I follow her too. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, she's gonna say that, because Rachel is his agent. She's his agent, so it would make sense. She's not gonna report that on YouTube saying my guy is not a good clubhouse guy, because then teams will really not pay this guy. But hey, you know what? Look, if he pitches well, he'll be a good clubhouse guy. That's the only thing I can say. Like, you think DeGrom is a rah-rah type of guy? I mean, he's a good guy, but it's like there's a lot of players that are complete asses to their teammates and not great in the clubhouse. But if they knock in 100 RBIs, hit 30 home runs, and bat 270 or 280, nobody's going to give a damn. Like Albert Bell many years ago. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember. I mean, I never really watched him play, but if you look at his stats, he was a great player. But reporters hated him. His own teammates hated him. And that's why he's not in a Hall of Fame either. So, because reporters don't like him, he was just an ass to everybody. So I don't think you really have to be a clubhouse guy to gain respect from your teammates. You just got to play good. And I think we have enough high character guys with Alonso, McNeil, DeGrom, Lindor. I think we got a lot of those guys that can take care of the clubhouse, no problem. Hayden, no, I live in New York. I love to live in Florida. It's nice and warm. I hate the cold, but you know what? Yeah, I'm a New Yorker through and through. Hayden, where are you from? You're live in New York too? Let's see. Polo Duca big with the horse. Yeah, Polo Duca's a horse guy for sure. I know he always comes on like during a Kentucky Derby. He's always one of the special guests to talk about them. I'm not a big fan of horse racing, but hey, why not? Let's see. Yeah, see, Ernie, I agree with that with Sonny Gray. Yeah, he was awful with the Yankees, but as soon as he went to Cincinnati, he started to pitch well. There could be a lot of reasons for that. There could be they didn't listen to him. when he wanted to throw the pitches he wanted to pitch, or he just couldn't handle New York. I mean, is being a Met different from being a Yankee? Some players might say yes, but it's still New York. So, I mean, we won't know until he pitches in New York, right? With a Mets jersey on, right? We just wouldn't know. But we would have to give up, some good players for Sonny Gray for sure. But I wouldn't really give, too much to get Sonny Gray because I wouldn't trust the fact that he would be good here. Let's see. Hey Josh, what's up? Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, but if you just join me, I'll talk about it again. Yeah, with Jackie Bradley Jr. Yeah, so I like Jackie Bradley Jr. He did pick up his offense last year, even though it was a short season. He looked pretty good. He had one of his better years in his career. But yeah, I would take Jackie Bradley Jr. in a heartbeat. I like his defense, and I think that matters more than anything, especially if you're going to put a rotation together as dominant as it could be with Bauer, DeGrom, Stroman, Carrasco, Peterson, and Syndergaard in June and July. I just think you need to have good defense. There was too many times when we had a great rotation, big time pitchers, and our defense screwed it up. How many times with errors and bad plays and positioning they just weren't good. So I think it's important to realize that defense is the key, and your pitching is going to be good when your defense is good. And I don't think the Mets are going to have any issues with offense this year at all. We did get Lindor. I think James McCann's going to have a really good season offensively. So yeah, I would take Jackie Bradley Jr. to answer your question. Sal, you're correct. I don't know if all you guys can read the comments, but just so you know, when I post the video later, a lot of people won't be able to see these comments, but I'm gonna read them out so people can know what you're saying and what I'm talking about. So Sal said, I know defense is very important, but we did get to a World Series with Flores, Murphy, and Duda in the infield, and I can live with the Nimmo in center field if we have to. Yeah, I could agree with that. But you know what? The defense in the World Series killed us with Murphy and Duda. Murphy making an error at second base, Duda throwing a ball wide left to Travis d'Arnaud. So it wasn't, it came to bite us eventually. It did get us to a World Series, but it also hurt us when we got to the World Series. Let's see, guys. Anthony, Trevor Bauer is not good for the Mets in the club. I mean, he probably isn't. But I really think when it comes to the clubhouse, if you're pitching well, I really don't think the players care. They go about their business. They go home to their families. You come and play. As long as he don't cause a ruckus. If he's pitching well, he has nothing to complain about, Bauer. So I think he would be okay. And I think there's enough players in this clubhouse to check Bauer. And if you don't like it, then they'll figure it out, I guess. Yeah, Sal, exactly. Mike, the strikeout guy in 515, baby. That's right. Yeah, he's a great guy. I follow him on Twitter. Him and he's really cool. He's a good guy. You always hear him. The 7 line actually, took that from him, and it's a key. It's a trademark for the 7 line army too. But yeah, Mike in 515, he struck him out. Woo! That's awesome. You can lose your voice with Mike. I don't know how he does it so long, but that he strikes him. Oh man, he does that for so long, and he's not a young man. I can't even do it that long. It's great, but it's a good thing. He has a scorecard. It's awesome. I love it. It's the best thing about a lot of Met fans. You can easily make friends. In 2015, I made so many friends when I went to the Playwright Irish pub in the city. And a lot of the Seven Line Army had a watch party there in 2015. I don't know if any of you guys went, but it was awesome. I met so many great people there, and a lot of them are my best friends now. And the Seven Line Army, when I go to a lot of the games, I go to a lot of road games with them too. It was just awesome, you know. Like I go to a lot of road games with the Seven Line Army. You know, we have a good time. We all meet up before a game, go to either to a bar or big restaurant that has a lot of open space, because you know we roll deep in the Seven Line Army, so it's kind of cool. Louis, how you doing, Louis? Yeah, I think the Jays are out though. I think that's the big reason why they actually took on Steven Matz also. I don't think they're gonna go get Bauer. I just don't believe that. I think that's a lot of smoke coming from the Bauer camp with the Jays speaking with sneaking up. Like I think if Bauer price goes down, the Jays would be interested, but I don't think his price is going to go down. And you're right about the Dodgers. The Dodgers seem like they're the other team that can potentially take Bauer from the Mets for sure. Oh, Hayden, you liking the weather? Yeah, so yeah, you know, I'm thinking about moving to Florida in the coming maybe sometime this year or next year. I'm looking at in the Port St. Lucie area. Hayden, where do you live in Florida? But yeah, I was thinking about looking into like Port St. Lucie, the surrounding area, you know, Stewart, around that area. Maybe even West Palm Beach. I know it's a little further up, a little further down, but I'm not gonna. But you know, I like that area too. Let's see. Checking up the comments again, guys. Anthony, you never know. You know, if we strike out on Bauer, it's a possibility that we might look into getting Sonny Gray for sure. Yeah, Jonathan, you know, it's something to look at, and I think that's another reason why a lot of teams are not interested either. I don't think it's 100% about the money. I just think that people don't trust the fact that Bauer might not be a good clubhouse guy. But you know, in Cincinnati, the team, the Reds seem like they loved him. The players look like they loved him. You know, all the McGregor walk and all that too. You know, they seem to like that character. And honestly, players nowadays, you know, they love social media. I mean, look at all the Mets that are on social media. I mean, you got Syndergaard that, you know, sometimes can be controversial on Twitter and Instagram. He always has his shirt off. You know, you got to remember when the Mets first got Syndergaard and in spring training, after he warmed up, he went to the dugout and went to eat his sandwich, and Dave Ryan went to go speak to him and be like, "Hey, we don't do that here. We'll stay together and watch everybody warm up and, you know, do the practices and stuff like that." So, you know, you have players on a team that can check Bauer, you know, but it doesn't seem like the Indians really had a problem with him for the most part. I know, you know, he did go a little crazy with Terry Francona and all that stuff, you know, with throwing the ball over the center field wall. But I think that was just more of Bauer was just having a bad situation when it came to the team, when it came to like maybe he wanted to get extended and everything like that. He wanted the contract. I don't know, but it seemed like the Reds were fine with Trevor Bauer. So I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. I think our guys in the clubhouse will be fine, and they will check him. All right, checking on the comments again, guys. Give me a second to check it out. Oh, okay, Louis, cool. How's it up north, man? You guys dealing with a pandemic? Dealing with the pandemic? All right. I know you guys' borders is closed for the most part. Yeah, see, that's the other difference too. I think Steven Matz really squeezed the ball a little too tight. A lot of times the Mets didn't score a lot of runs for him. So, you know, the Jays are going to score runs, that's for sure. I mean, they really. Yeah, so it's I think Matz is going to be okay. You know what? I think Matz needed to change his scenery, Louis. I really think that was the key. I think Matz is going to be good for you guys. You know, he's not going to be a number 2 starter, but he'll be a solid 3 or 4 for sure. I think he's going to be okay. I just think he needed to change his scenery, get out of New York. You know, he don't have that mantra of the hometown kid. So I think that's important to look at to understand too. So yeah, Louis, I think he's going to be a good get for you guys. I wish the Mets could have kept him, but it just seemed like it wasn't going to work out here with Matt's and the Mets. Yeah, Lawrence, I remember those days at the picnic area in Shea Stadium. You bring a Pepsi can or bottle, you get in free. Oh man, that was the days, man. I love those days. I miss Shea Stadium. Oh, I tell you. Yeah, I get it, man. I get Shea Stadium. I love City Field. I think it's one of the best ballparks in baseball. But Shea Stadium was the stuff. That was our little trash can, man. I tell you, that blue stadium with the neon players on it. Oh, I love that stadium, man. But yeah, I missed the Pepsi picnic area in Shea Stadium, man. That was great. Those were there was the fun days, man. I think I went twice because I was young at the time. When I was really able to go to games. I mean, my dad took me to a lot of games, but it was mostly him buying tickets to a game, or he had company seats that his company used to give him all the time, and we used to be on field level a lot. But when I was able to take the train by myself, because I was young, when I was able to go to games, I was like 12, 13, 14 years old at the time. I was just able to allow to go on my dad taught me how to get to get to Shea Stadium at the time. What trains to transfer from. I was coming from Queens. I was coming from the Ozone Park, Richmond Hill area. And, I had to take the E train to Roosevelt, then to take the 7 train to Willis Point. So that was, yeah. So, and I think I went to the Pepsi picnic area like 3 or 4 times because I wasn't allowed to go by myself a lot. So, but that was great. I love those times. But you know what? City Field should do something like that. They got enough room to do it. Like by the Apple, they can do that too. They have that area on top of the bullpen. They have that type of area too. But it's like City Field is, Shea Stadium had that outside area by the parking lot too in center field, right field that you can walk in. City Field doesn't really have that very much. They got the bullpen gate and all that stuff, but they don't really have that opening. I mean, they can always build something like that, but then it takes a lot of construction too. But yeah, that would be cool if they brought that back. But everybody wants money nowadays, so nothing's free anymore. Yeah, Dez, you're right about that. Lindor's a big character guy, a big clubhouse guy. I have a pretty good feeling. Yeah, I agree with that. He probably checked Bauer for a while. Yeah, he did do that. You're right. I remember that because it was all over the sports talk radio and the news that Lindor was not very happy about what he did. And then I think there was a couple of videos, there was a couple of memes out there and gifs out there that when Bauer threw the ball over center for Will, Lindor looked at him with that crazy look, like, what the hell? But yeah, you're right about that. That's a good call, Des. Yeah, Jonathan. The Cookie Club is fun. But you know what? Until the off season is over, we might lose a couple of people in the Cookie Club. JD Davis might be out soon, especially depending on what's going on with the Arenado rumors and the Chris Bryant rumors. Des, no, I'm in New York. Hayden, he said he was from New York and Long Island. Now he lives in Florida. But no, I'm in New York. I want to be in Florida, but I'm in New York. I live in New York. Yeah, Louis, the Braves, they didn't, they got Morton too. So, and they did get Lester. Yeah, I mean, the Braves are good. I mean, like I said, we got to take over the Braves. The Braves are the cream of the crop right now. They're the NL East champions right now, in my eyes. And, I think the Mets can win the NL East, but they have to go past the Braves. I'm not worried about the Phillies. I just feel like the Phillies, they just never, I don't know what the Phillies, they got good players. They had no bullpen last year. It's weird with the Phillies, but I mean, who cares, right? It's the Phillies. I don't give a damn. They can be in last place, and I still don't give a shit. Ernie, you know what? I was a brave boy at 13. I'm telling you right now. I used to travel to high school, so I did go on the train. in junior high school, I had to get on a bus. So I did travel. You know, in New York, you know, you took the bus and train everywhere when you were younger. You couldn't drive. I couldn't drive yet. So yeah, I actually had to, you know, I did get on the train a few. I didn't get to do it all the time, you know, I used to have to call my, or actually, I had to call my dad on a payphone because I didn't have a cell phone yet. Call my dad on a payphone when I got to the city, or to Shea Stadium, and then when I was leaving, or when I was close to home and I got off the train, I would get on the payphone and call my dad. Say, hey, I'm off the train. I'm walking home now. But I did do it a couple times. I didn't do it often, but I did sometimes. If I did it a lot, my mom would have killed me. My dad was a little more lenient. My mom, she would have went crazy. She always went crazy when I went on my own. Let's see. Checking out the comments, guys. Let me catch up a little bit. Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know Bauer made the video. I didn't catch that video about Lindor and Carrasco. Yeah, and see, I also think that helps the Mets' chances too, getting Bauer, because Lindor and Carrasco seemed like they like Bauer and Bauer likes them, and he did talk highly of them. You're right. So that could be another chip in the basket for the Mets and Bauer to pick the Mets. But I'm gonna check my phone right now. I haven't been checking. I wanted to be aware with you guys. I'm gonna check, see if anything's going on. I don't know if you guys saw anything yet, but if you could, you just let me know. But yeah, I haven't really seen anything yet. Nothing on Bauer or any movement. Let's see. Sorry, guys, don't mind me looking at my phone for a couple of seconds here. Como just posted something about with deal with Bauer, except that's about it. So really not. But let me just check. Let me check. Yeah, I don't really see anything yet. Nothing worthy, but I was hoping during this live stream we would get a lot more news. Maybe we'll get a signing with Bauer, or the Mets do something else, but not yet. All right, let's check. All right, guys. So don't forget, guys, please like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I'm going to post a lot more videos, a lot of instant reactions to the Mets trades and sign-ins, or even if Bauer doesn't sign with the Mets, I'm going to do an instant reaction to that. Check my videos that I already posted if you haven't already. I'm going to be posting a video. I don't know if it's going to be tonight because I was still editing it. I was doing a little editing on my videos about Nolan Arenado and what could it take to get him and everything like that. So I hope you guys be interested in that, so you can look at that probably in the next year or two. Louis, I have my own opinion about Harper. I don't like Bryce Harper at all. I don't think he's a winning player at all. I think he's selfish, and we've seen that many times with the Nationals. When he struck out, he was a baby. He got in the fight with Papelbon that time in the dugout. It was just, I don't like Harper. I think he's, like I said, I think he's very selfish, and I think he's a baby. And you know what? I'm glad he went to the Phillies, because yes, he might have hit a couple of home runs against us, big home runs every time, but I just don't like him. And for the money that the Phillies gave him, hell no. I would rather have Machado than Harper. And Harper's a right fielder. So would you rather have Harper or Conforto? I take Conforto 10 out of 10, in my opinion. All right, I'm just reading the comments again, guys. Yeah, Lawrence. All right, Brooklyn, what's up? Oh, yeah, home of the Brooklyn Cyclones and other Steve Cohen. Hey, give a shout out to Brooklyn. Yeah, Ernie. Everything's is cars. Well, you know what? I took a lot of trains and buses during my high school days, and I didn't have a car yet. Yeah, Jonathan, Phillies definitely overpaid for Harper. Yeah, I didn't really do. I definitely didn't. Uh, drive yet. So I was still, I barely had facial hair at the time. So I was just able to take a bus and a train. I learned how to get places. My dad taught me how to take trains and buses. I learned on my own sometimes. Yep, Tanaka's back to Japan. So that's out of the question for the Mets. I don't think the Mets are going that route anyway. But yeah, so that's off the table for every major league team now. Ernie, about Bryant, I haven't heard nothing as of late. When I posted that video of Chris Bryant and that the trade rumors, I heard enough to say, hey, I got to make a video. But ever since the video, I haven't heard anything. I don't know if there's talks going on still, or I really think the Bauer situation is just going to dictate what's going to happen next. And I think that's what a lot of teams are holding off on, because the teams that are interested in Bryant are probably the teams that are interested in Bauer too. So it really depends. It's a lot of money to take on with Bauer. And if a team gets Bauer, maybe they're out on Bryant. I don't even know. Like it just seems, because Davis has got to go in the deal, and possibly a Nimmo if Jackie Bradley Jr. is in and signs with us too. So we just got to wait and see on that one. So you know what? If we get Bauer and trade for Bryant and put Almora in center field, I take that. I mean, I don't really like Almora, but he's 26 years old. He's young. He can't hit, but he's really good defensively. So I wouldn't be too. But it's the same thing with Jackie Bradley Jr., to be honest. I mean, I know Almora is going to be a lot cheaper than Jackie Bradley Jr., but I think the Mets really like Jackie Bradley Jr. at a certain price. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Almora if we get Bauer and trade for Bryant. I'd be fine with that. Louis, the Nationals or the Phillies? Well, yeah, the national. I know. I think that's a big argument, and it shows how much Harper was I don't want to say a cancer, because that's a strong word. I don't like to use that word, but like a poison in that locker room with the Nationals. I mean, Harper goes to the Phillies, the Nationals win the World Series the next year. So that's crazy. Like, I mean, wow. Hey, Jake, what's up? What is going to happen to Steve Cohen after this stock thing? I don't know. To be honest, I don't. I know Cohen, with that investment that he has in Citadel, that Citadel basically runs the transaction process with Robinhood, I think. But I don't know if Steve Cohen is directly involved. I don't know. But if Steve Cohen's involved, there's a lot of other people just like him that are involved. But I mean, I don't know if he did anything illegal. I just don't know. Like, I'm not no expert in it, and I'm not going to tell you I am. I do have the Robinhood app. I have a couple of stocks, but I'm not, I'm not a expert in stock trades or anything like that. So, I don't think anything's going to come out of it, but it really depends on, what the government does in the SEC, I guess. I don't know. You know, the Mets have been trending, and it hasn't been because Bauer. It's been because Steve Cohen and the whole stock market crap. But hey, the Mets wanted to be on everybody's radar, right? Well, we even got the casual fan now involved. Let me look back at the comments a little bit more, guys. See what's going on so I can answer you guys' questions. Yeah, Jonathan, you're right. In his opening press conference with the Phillies, when he put on that jersey, he even said that it was a mistake, obviously, but he was trying to say the Phillies. But oops. Well, you know what? He should have said that when he was with the Nationals. Maybe it would have came to fruition, but it didn't. But I didn't want the Nationals to win, but I wasn't mad either, because I just did not like Harper. And even though Anthony Rendon killed us as a National, I really liked him. And I think, with Patrick Corbin and Scherzer, I mean, Strasburg, they were just amazing during that postseason run. I don't think the Nationals have real fans anyways, but because they're a bunch of babies. I mean, anytime the Mets played in DC, I always used to travel to DC with a lot of my friends from the Seven Line Army, and the Seven Line Army went to road games there at least twice a year, at the beginning of the season, the end of the season. We used to take over that stadium. People used to curse at us. People used to yell at us. We used to march down from the bullpen, the outside bar that's called the bullpen, right next to Nationals Park. We used to, storm in. We used to march down, screaming "Let's go Mets." People would be going like, "Wow, look at this." So I don't think the Nationals have good real fans anyway. There's a lot of bandwagon people, just like a lot of Yankee fans out there. A lot of bandwagon Yankee fans. In 2015, everybody was a Met fan all of a sudden, but you always knew the real Met fans, because when the Mets weren't good anymore, all of a sudden you never seen them again. So, but I can tell you, a lot of you guys are diehards, man. I'm definitely a diehard. I wouldn't be doing a YouTube video. I wouldn't start a channel about the Mets if I wasn't. I'd be a fraud, Let me go check the. Yeah, so I'll probably stick on for another 20, 25 minutes, guys, and then I'll let you guys go. I'm glad you guys supported me, but I know you got lives too. Let me check. Let's see what's going on. A little bit more comments. Yeah, well, Ernie, he bailed out Melville Capital, but also he with the Citadel and everything like that, and also with GameStop. Citadel had was a Melville Capital who had a lot of money in GameStop. So I don't know if that's illegal or not. I don't know. Like I really don't know the rules. I'm a very small amateur stock guy. I don't really know much. Oh wow, I didn't know. That's a cool fact, Lawrence. Former Mets Cliff Floyd and the twins share the same birthday, December 5th, 1972. Same age. Uncle Cliffy at Mets Clubhouse in Long Island, and friends with Jacob deGrom on Facebook, but lost contact. Cool. Awesome. Oh, Ernie, cool. What's her name? Maybe I know her. Yeah, I know so many people from the Seven Line Army. Like, I became good friends. I got a couple of best friends from there. I hang out with the guys a lot. They're great people, man. A lot of them are great people. Darren, who owns the Seven Line Army. I like his products. You can see I got it behind me. I got a couple of shirts behind me. I got this jersey right here with the orange pinstripes. That was one of the jerseys that he gave the season ticket holders for the game, for the package. So that was cool. Joanna. You know what? I know so many people. I'm not sure if I know that name, but you know what? I'll take a look, because sometimes I meet people at games and I know their name and then I forget. It's just, I see so many people at Mets games, Let's see. Jonathan. In the NL East, it's Mets Marlins. Then the other three I don't care about. I think the Marlins will be okay. But don't be shocked with the Marlins in 2020, because there was a lot of teams that really didn't play well, and I think the Marlins are barely a 500 team, so it's not like they were going to be really good. But we don't know. They got a lot of young players, and the Marlins always find a way to kill the Mets anyway. So, but I think the Braves obviously are our biggest competitor right now, our biggest rival when it comes to the NL East. Yeah, Ernie, with the whole Cohen thing with the stock market. Yeah, I know he invested in that company, but I honestly don't know, because I know there was some rumors out there that a lot of the hedge fund people like got on Robinhood and the trading apps to like shut down the certain stocks. So I don't really know. Like, I know a little bit about it. I try to read up on it, but I'm I don't know. I just hope they don't. I always hope Steve doesn't get in trouble for this, because the last thing we need is we already lost a manager last year in Beltran. We lost a GM this year, and then losing an owner, and because of this, that would suck. In 2 years, the Mets lose a manager, a GM, and an owner. That would really suck. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Ernie, I agree. The Braves are the team to beat. That's what that's why that's why the Mets got to get better. The Mets are good, but are they better than the Braves at this moment? I don't know. It's close. I think we're both 90+ win teams. But again, that's if everything goes right. Same thing with the Braves. Things have to go right. Everybody's got to stay healthy. DeGrom's got to be DeGrom. DeGrom's another year older too. Are we going to expect him to be a Cy Young guy again? Probably. But I like Carlos Carrasco, but he's 34 years old. How good is he going to be? Marcus Stroman. I don't know. Marcus Stroman took a whole year off from baseball. Yes, that probably helped him, heal with his injuries and everything like that. But he didn't pitch Major League Baseball for a full year. So there was a lot of people on Twitter that were happy with getting Stroman taking that qualifying offer of $18.9 million. Guys, I really don't. I was happy when we got Stroman from Toronto last year. I mean, not last year, I'm sorry, in 2019. Because he was the hometown kid coming back, and he had that swagger. And when I don't know if his first start at Citi Field, I was there. When his intro music, when he walked in from the bullpen, was Wankster, 50 Cent. That was one of my favorite songs in high school. And it was just, I related to it really quick. And I really Stroman, but he didn't really pitch great in he didn't really pitch that good in 2019 when we got him. And 2020, he didn't pitch. So what are we expecting from Stroman? I don't really know. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys about a little bit about Noah Syndergaard, though. Get you guys' opinion on it. So give me bring back the comment and see what you guys think. So with Noah Syndergaard, I know he's injured. He had Tommy John. He didn't pitch last year, and he's not going to be here until June and July this year. Do you think it's a possibility that the Mets could actually put Noah Syndergaard on the trade block? The only reason why I say that, because I think the Mets are going to focus a lot more on Lindor and the Conforto extension. And I think we can get Noah Syndergaard for a little bit more, a lot cheaper than we would have if he never gotten hurt. But it's a possibility that we can look into exploring trading Noah Syndergaard, because he might have a lot of value, even though he didn't pitch last year, come back from Tommy John. A lot of teams might be interested in him. I was going to do a video about Noah Syndergaard possibly being on the trading block, if that's a good idea for the Mets. All right, Ernie. Cool, man. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Jonathan, the Marlins are a second-hand Yankees farm team. It sounds like. But they always seem to kill the Mets. Every time it's a big game against the Marlins, the Mets seem to blow it against the Marlins for some reason. So, yeah, like I was saying with Syndergaard, is it a possibility that the Mets can explore trading Noah Syndergaard? And I might do a video about that, because I'm interested in it, and I think it's good to let you guys in on stuff that I'm thinking about, because I have an opinion and I want to bring it to you guys, because obviously we're not all going to agree on the same thing. I mean, it's a free country, right? You get to say what you want to believe in, at a certain extent, but it's a possibility, because like if we get Bauer, right, we're going to have DeGrom at $30 million. We're going to have Bauer at $30+ million. We got Carrasco making about $15 to $16 million. Stroman's making $19 million. All this year. And then you're going to put a lot of the money to next year too. So, like, what is Syndergaard going to cost? Syndergaard is, if Stroman can get the qualifying offer of $18.9 million, Syndergaard's worth at least $20 million. No, that's a lot of money to put in your rotation. I know the Nationals did it with Scherzer, Strasburg, and Corbin. They put a lot of money into their pitcher rotation. It did win a World Series. So I'm not going to, say anything bad about that. But when Patrick Corbin got that deal from the Nationals, people went insane. Thought it was a stupid trade. He was never that good. He didn't pitch that well as free agent year. But to give just think we would have DeGrom, Bauer, Carrasco, and Stroman all making a good either $16 million or more. And then throw Syndergaard in there for about $18 to $20 million a year too. It's a lot of money to put into a rotation, including the Lindor contract and the Conforto contract. Lindor is expected to surpass $300 million. Conforto can probably get $200 million, or maybe he'll take a team discount. But he, Scott Boras is his agent, so I don't really know if that's possible to give Conforto a team-friendly deal. So it's a possibility that Noah Syndergaard, they could look to trade him. It's a possibility. I don't think it could happen, but it could be a possibility. Teams are looking for pitching. Syndergaard's not making a lot of money. He's making like $9 million this year. With the arbitration, I think he gave him $9 million. So it's really possible that the Mets could look into it, especially if you get Bauer. And even if we explore the Chris Bryant trade, Kyle Hendricks is probably going to be in that deal because they want to take out, the Cubs want to lower their payroll too. So Kyle Hendricks might. So that's another pitcher in there that's making a decent amount of money also. So I really think that it's a possibility that if Bauer is signed by the Mets, Syndergaard could be an option to be on the trade block. So let me look at you guys' comments. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, Ernie, I don't. Yeah, Ernie, I didn't know. I don't really know much about the whole investment thing with Cohen and everything like that. But hey, you got the facts. Cool. Yeah, guys. All right. So just to recap the video, guys, for the people who didn't catch the live stream, this was a live watch party to see if Bauer signed. He didn't sign yet, but we talked a lot about a lot of other things, about Jackie Bradley Jr., Chris Bryant, Nolan Arenado, possibly Almora and Senna. A lot of things we talked about during this video. So, guys, I want to thank you guys. Arrieta's holding us. Yeah, I saw that, Jonathan. Yeah, that Arrieta's gonna. I don't really like Arrieta. I think he's past his prime. I think he's done. But hey, you never know. The Mets could look into it as a back end guy. You never know. All right, guys. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into the live stream. Guys, don't forget, if you haven't liked this video, subscribe to my page. I don't want to stress that enough. Subscribe to my page. Click on that bell for the notifications, so when I post a video or I go live, you guys will be the first to know. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys' support. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's go, Mets. Have a good night, everybody.